Beast's Magic Pat here. Kind of been a little busy here lately. Sorry that it's been a while since I've done a video. It's been about 3 weeks. Yeah, it's been maybe a little over 3 weeks now. I took a break for about a week to do stuff with my wife and hang out. It was my birthday, so I figured instead of like worrying about videos and stuff, we could actually just kind of enjoy that week, not having to worry about anything, which was fun. We had a lot of fun, and it was a good birthday. I mean, I got to do a lot of stuff. We went and ate at some of my favorite restaurants, and I intended to have more videos the following week. And what ended up happening was, between being busy at work, just being absolutely exhausted when I got home, and then it raining nonstop on the weekends, I just wasn't able to do any more videos. I mean, it's even raining like yesterday, and it's supposed to rain today. It's 3 weeks later. Every time it's the weekend and I want to go out and do something, it's raining. Not that rain stops me from fishing, but the type of fishing that I want to do, the rain has been kind of putting the brakes on me, basically. I want to go bass fishing at a friend's lake, but I don't want to overfish that lake. It's a small pond. Y'all have seen it in the videos, the ones that we're helping manage. I don't want to fish that every weekend just to have somewhere. At some point, I kind of feel bad for the fish. It's not a large body of water. So I want to go out on my kayak. I want to show y'all some video of me finally using that thing. I took it out and tested it, but I haven't had a chance to actually do, good fishing footage of it. Because every time I want to take it, the river is either completely blowed out, or it is so muddy that you can't even see your lures in the water. And you might be able to catfish, but it's been almost impossible for me to find bait in my area. And the bait stores have weird hours around here. At the times when you can actually go, they're already closed. So, I don't know, it's a small rant just because I'm getting kind of stir crazy being inside the house. But I have been busy with other things. I haven't been doing the videos. I figured sooner or later I was going to make one just to catch y'all up and let you know what's happening. We've still continued to grow. We're about 331 subscribers now. So we're literally right at the 1/3 mark. We got a third of the goal that we've been trying to reach of over 1,000. So, I mean, we're right there. It's happening. It's slowly but surely growing. Yeah, I mean, we have seen more growth, I think, since about this time last year than we've seen, I don't know, since we started. I mean, there was little spurts here and there where we got good subscribers, but the last 4 or 5 months, we have just seen a really huge turnout. Huge by our standards. It's not a ton of subscribers yet, but I mean, to think that you got 300 people watching you is pretty insane. But the time that I've spent not doing videos, we've actually had some other things coming up. So I actually feel like I can finally talk to y'all about one of them. It's something that happened about 3 or 4 months ago. Maybe longer than that. I'm not exactly sure, but it's been a few months. So we didn't really want to talk about it at first because we didn't know if it was actually going to happen or not, and I didn't want to get anybody's hopes up. I didn't want to talk about it because it gets my hopes up, but I think now is probably a good time. So we met some really cool guys. We met Charlie and Gerard with Real Fishing with Upstream, so I had a brain fart. They were super cool guys. Just happened to run across them randomly. AMAC, he met him at his place that he works at in Auburn. Gerard's kids are going to the college there and just happened to see our logo on his truck and wanted to talk about fishing because obviously our logo's got the shark in it. It's got all these other fish and stuff. Turns out they have their own fishing show. They do the Real Fishing with Upstream on like the Sportsman's Channel and like I believe it's the National Fishing Network. I'm not exactly sure. That's a new channel for me, but and we actually got to do an episode with them. We weren't exactly sure if it was enough content for them to use. We fished a body of water that we've never fished before. I actually caught some decent bass. I mean, they were okay. Nothing nothing fancy, nothing to write home about. But we got caught in the middle of a ridiculous storm while we were out there. And then we spent the next part of that segment, kind of showing kids how to fish and camp and all that kind of stuff. So it was like a 2-part thing. And here soon, from what I understand, we're actually going to be on TV. Now, whether or not they use that episode, I don't know. But that checks off a little thing on my bucket list of to either have my own fishing show or to be on one, be part of one. So that was pretty cool. Of course, we stay in contact with them. They're pretty nice guys, and they go all over the place fishing, and they want us to go fishing with them more and to do more episodes. The only problem is we're not to that level yet. We have real jobs right now because that's what pays the bills. If we could have fishing pay the bills, that's what we're working towards. But right now, we can't just up and go off to like Alaska. They wanted us to go up there to, I guess, New Jersey or New York or somewhere to go fishing for those giant striped bass with them. And sadly, I couldn't do it because I didn't have any time off from work. But one day we'll get there. So we plan on doing more trips with them, especially now that we have a little more time. We have some more PTO and everything we can take off from work. So that's kind of one of the big news things. That was super exciting. It took several weeks, I guess, to plan that fishing trip with them because weather was a factor and finding a place that actually let us set up to have that many kids come out. But it all worked out. And I think it'll be a good episode. It was pretty funny. We joked around. They're really funny guys. Like, they joke like we do, so it was pretty awesome. So that was one thing. That happened a while back, but they're getting ready to start airing that stuff. So I can't wait to see it, but the other part of me is like, I'm going to see my ugly face on national TV. It's kind of scary. But anyway, so that was one thing. The other thing is, I've been building rods. I've been doing a lot more of that here recently. I used to do it just personally, like I would build rods for me and my family or fix rods, nothing major. But then I really got back into it. I made that one rod that I've got over in the corner that I went and caught those big flathead catfish on with Joe. And then I made this one right here for myself. The one that I made up there I caught the flatheads on was a 2X heavy. It's double extra heavy. I wanted a triple extra heavy just because I like oversized equipment when I fish. I like larger hooks, larger reels. I like the heavier rods. I like to horse my fish in. I'm really, really hard on my equipment. I put a lot of stress on all of my stuff. And getting from this rod into the next part, I built this rod because we have a lot of fishing coming up next month, which is where you're going to see a lot of our videos. I even went out and I got a new reel, which y'all know me. I'm a tackle junkie. So I have all of the other, Shimano Tranks, but I was missing one. I was missing the original. So I went and got a Tranks 500. It's the biggest one that they have. And it is an absolute monster. It's the biggest bass reel that I've ever seen. And so I put it on this triple extra heavy just to see what they would do, because in 2 weeks we're going down to Panama City and we're going top water fishing and jig fishing for amberjack, which, I love amberjack fishing. This is going to be another thing that I've always wanted to do, which is jig and popper fish for amberjack. So that's what we're taking this for. So I'm actually going to get to test out my equipment, in a very stressful fishing situation, because amberjack put your stuff through the hardest fight, the hardest work that they can go through. I can't think of too many other fish that will actually test how good a setup you have. So that's another big thing. So I made this, and I'm actually working on AMAC, a rod. I don't know if you can see the blank right here. I'm getting it ready to put the reel seat and handle and all that stuff on. He wanted a medium action for channel cats, bass. But he also wanted it because we're going back to Keaton Beach in a couple of weeks. March is slammed. We've got like 3 or 4 trips planned in March. Like every weekend is accounted for. So I'm going to have that ready for him when we go down there. But the big news, which all of this has kind of been building towards, I built a rod for one of our friends that, I work with, Chris. Y'all have seen him in my videos. We, down on my local river, caught, a couple of stripes and catfish and stuff from his boat. He wanted a really good catfish rod. He wanted a custom-made one. And I might be able to put some pictures here in the video somewhere. I'll see if I can do that. If you see it, awesome. If not, then I couldn't get it in there. But he wanted a heavy action, a heavy action, but a fast tip action catfish rod. He wants to do bumping, which is, it's a technique they use in Mississippi where you just drift and you bump a weight with a leader, a long leader around the bottom, and you have to have a very subtle tip on a heavy action rod to fill the bite. So it's got to be able to fill the bite. It's got to be sensitive, and it's got to have a backbone. So I built that for him, and I posted it onto our Facebook page. And if y'all follow our Facebook page, what came after that was a flurry of custom rod orders. We have had so many people put in to get quotes on rods built that we actually had to go to our website, the Real Beast Outdoors, and we had to put a section just for custom rods. You can go on there if y'all want to look. You can go on, take a look at it, and it lets you have options of what you can put on a rod that we offer right now. We can't offer everything because it just takes too long to do. So the stuff that we do offer, you can go through, check it off, and then once you submit it, it's emailed to us, and then we can give you a quote on what it takes to build the rod, how much time and labor, all that kind of stuff. So we actually had so many people messaging us that to simplify it, we had to make this and then resend it to them, and just so we can actually get kind of like a list and an order. Some people turned it down. We weren't able to offer the size rod that they wanted. We can't do 12-foot rods, 2-piece right now in the size and action that a lot of people are looking for. Most 2-piece rods range like medium heavy to heavy, but they have like a medium heavy action. They want like an actual like heavy action rod. So I'm actually looking into a couple of different manufacturers. They actually make rod blanks for European companies for Wells catfish, the catfish that get like 300 pounds. So if I can figure out how to get those, then we will make some. And believe me when I say that I'm going to make myself one, because I love longer surf casting rods for catfishing from the bank. And I would love to have one in like a Magnum heavy, 150 pound line rating, catfish rod. So that's the big news. Like, we have literally just blown up over these rods, and like I make good rods. I mean, they're nice, but they're not like the best ever. Like, I've seen people that make all kinds of crazy designs and stuff, and I'm getting there. Like, the more I work with that kind of stuff, that get me outside of what I've always done, I'm getting better. But like, just in the stuff that I make, we have had so many people, like, there's such a deficit right now for good equipment because so many people are buying up what little bit is getting put on the shelves. So, I mean, within 5 minutes, we had like 8 to 10 people already trying to put in orders. We're like, whoa, we gotta give you quotes first. So, we had to add that to the website. So that's now a part of it. I mean, that's in a nutshell what's been going on right now. The fishing's been slow. I've been 2 or 3 times and haven't caught anything because the river is it's just ridiculous. I don't have a boat. I can't get to places where I see some of these guys catching fish. Right now, I'm either in my kayak or off the bank. So, but March, just a couple of weeks, is about to be absolutely insane. I mean, I was going to go fishing with Joe up in Tennessee again too, but I don't know if we can squeeze another fishing trip in the middle of March. It might have to be, I don't know, April maybe. I'm guessing. I don't know. We'll see. And we have a lot of other big trips coming up this year too. We're going to start our annual Real Beast shore-based shark fishing thing. Joe from Tennessee is going to come down. We're going to have the whole family unit. It's going to be me, my wife, AMAC, his wife and kids, Joe, his wife and kids, other Joe from Tennessee, Chat Cats, him and his wife. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to bring his kids on this one, but it's going to be my dad and my sister. I mean, the whole Real Beast, like, family is going to be there. So that's going to be cool. And then we have a deep sea fishing trip in July where we're going to go out and we're going to try to target red snapper, grouper, you know, the big bottom fish. Those we're actually keeping. That's going to be like an actual, I call it a meat trip. We're going to go out and we're going to catch fish to bring home. So yeah, it's really exciting. We've got a lot of stuff coming up here in the future, and I'm going to keep you posted as much as I can. I'm on call this week. I can't really do much fishing because you never know when an emergency call will come in. But next weekend, I'm going to be back into the fishing. So I'll hit y'all back up here in another week or two. And anything else that I can come up with, I'll put up here. I will do a video after this one just showing me casting and testing out this rod, because I also got some lures. I'm going to try this out. These are the Shimano Orcas topwater for those amberjack. So that's going to be cool. So I'm just kind of going over the actions of the rod, the reel, and the lure. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to catch y'all back out on the water. Peace.